What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and we have a trader alert. Alright, no, that's not a thing. I didn't know if that was a thing or not. Apparently it's not a thing. But basically, we have this little article here, okay? And it says, Lions writer gives 3 reasons why the Eagles will win in week 3. I'm excited to get into this one because we do a lot of reactions, and as we know, they play Sunday. But this came from a Lions writer, so I guess these two, the Lions writer and the Eagles writer collaged. What's the word I'm looking for here? Collaborated. They collaborated, and the Lions writer came up with 3 reasons why the Lions will lose. Like, come on, my guy. Let's get right into this. I'm curious to see what they have to say. Okay, so you can read right here if you want to. But right here, bam! Let me hop in here real quick to let you guys know that you guys can get some cool Shields watches that are Detroit classics. Use the link in the top of the description and code DoseOfDeon to get 10% off. Number 1, the Eagles defensive front. Okay, so we're going to read a little bit. I'll talk a little bit about my thoughts, and then you guys can leave your thoughts comments below. Okay, so let's get right into it. Oh, I just saw the second one. Dang it. Okay, but apparently it says this. Detroit Lions offensive line did a great job dealing with the Los Angeles Chargers pass rush in week 2, but can they put together another great performance in week 3? They will need to this week as they face off against the Eagles' devastating front 7, which is a fact. Okay, the front 7 is very, very good. I will agree with that. Frank Ragnow is a younger player still making adjustment to the center in the NFL. Joe Dahl has not proven himself as a starting caliber guard, and he could be a liability front as Detroit tries to deal with the likes of Fletcher Cox. The Eagles have devastating edge defenders as well, and it will be hard for the Lions tackle duo of Taylor Decker and Rick Wagner to deal with the likes of Derek Barnett, Brandon Graham, and Josh Sweat. Okay, the Detroit Lions will need to keep Matthew Stafford upright to have a chance in week 3, and that will be a tough task against the defensive front. Yes, okay, so defensive front's very good. One thing you'll see from Jim Schwartz is he blitzes a lot. I'm expecting that, and that could work into our favor if they blitz a lot because we do throw a lot of quick stuff, and that could really help us out. Now, one thing that I have seen is that apparently a lot of people believe Taylor Decker. A lot of people believe Taylor Decker will be back at that tackle position this week, and I guess everyone believes he's going to start. I don't know. I guess that's the belief. I know I had to put up a poll. It was pretty even. Maybe I'll show it up here. Probably not. I don't know. But either way, I think it was a little bit actually leaning to the side of Clay Crosby, okay? Either way, it's very mixed. But I guess to everybody here, they believe it's going to be Taylor Decker. And now right here is where it's interesting to me. Joe Dahl has still not proven himself as a starting caliber NFL guard. Okay, so yes, he hasn't played a lot as a starting NFL guard. But from what we have seen, if we're being legit, he's been great. I mean, he's been great on this offensive line. So to just say because he hasn't been in the league long enough, he could be a liability. Everyone could be a liability. I mean, let's be honest here. Taylor Decker could be a liability. Rick Wagner could be a liability. But Joe Dahl could as well. But, I mean, Joe Dahl has been great up to this point. So from what we've seen, if we're looking at what we've seen from Joe Dahl as a starting left guard, is that he's been really good. He's been very good. So I can't go with that one, okay? Because that's just assumptions, right? No, I guess a lot of things are. But I can't go with that one. Then we have they have devastating edge defenders as well, and they do. They have really good edge defenders. Like I said, their front 7's great, and that's definitely going to be something we have to keep up with. Now, they say here in this top sentence, the Lions did a great job dealing with the Los Angeles Chargers pass rush in week 2, but can they put together another great performance in week 3? Look, the way the Lions are going to have to play teams like this is they're not going to have a lot of time, obviously, to throw the ball, so it's got to be a lot of click stuff, but it has to establish a running game. If we can establish a run game, it will get these guys on edge, right? And I think screens, once again, running back screens come back up, just like we do with the Chargers in our first touchdown. Boom, we got to do those once again because like we saw, when the defensive ends are in that situation, when these devastating defensive ends that are trying to run back to the Stafford and you run that screenplay, it messes everything up, and then it'll have them, thinking about that for the rest of the game. Those will be there. That will be our adjustments towards it. We're also going to use some help, I'm sure, depending on how the offensive line holds up. Keeping Stafford upright is obviously one of their most important priorities. They've shown it so far this season. A lot of quick stuff. Get the ball to Stafford's hands quickly. So even though this front 7 is great at getting pressure, I'm not too worried, to be honest, because we get the ball out of our hands so quickly that we've seen it from other teams like the Patriots and stuff. That's just a strategy, okay? You're not going to be able to give Stafford 5 seconds to roll around and find a bomb. But, getting the ball quickly out of your hands, running the ball, like I said, this is going to be one of those games that go fast because there's a lot of running. I said that in my other video. That's what I'm expecting, and I think we can take care of that defensive front. Maybe a few sacks, but I think we'll be okay. Next up, number 2, he has Zach Ertz, okay? Anyone who's been watching Detroit Lions over the past decade knows that dealing with tight ends has been the thorn in the team's side for years. Okay, yes, I will agree. we have not done very, very well against the tight ends. I can agree with that. And then he says the Lions have not been able to deal with the tight ends and often lost games outright due to the inability to cover them. This week we'll have to face one of the biggest challenges this season. Zach Ertz is one of the best tight ends in the NFL and is one of the top receiving threats for the Eagles, with both Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey possibly out. Carson Wentz will need to rely on his tight end more than ever. More targets for Ertz means more targets for the player on the field to most likely torch Detroit this week. And him being one of the best in the business makes it even more dangerous prospect for the Detroit Lions defense. Okay, yes, but no. Like, you're saying, okay, let's take away their top 2 wide receivers, and that means we'll throw it to tight end more, so now he'll even do more against us. I disagree with that. You're taking away 2 of their top weapons, which means we are going to focus our attention on this guy named Zach Ertz. And I think we have the linebackers to do it. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, in my opinion, even though he's kind of small, is really good covering. We see Tavai, and if Jared Davis comes back, which I've been reading a lot of things that they're hoping he does and they think he will, then that means Tavai can be a guy to cover Zach Ertz, okay? Because, I mean, Davis could as well. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he has improved. But what we know is he's not the best cover guy, but I feel like Jelani Tavai can, and then you can kind of make Jared Davis have that same role Tavai did. But we have a lot of good linebackers, so the reason we draft in second round, we'll have a plan for this. And when you lose 2 of your top wide receivers, that means the Lions will focus more on that, okay? Matt Patricia is going to understand, what are their weapons here? Zach Ertz. That'll be the first thing he writes down, Zach Ertz, Carson Wentz. So, we're going to try to take away Zach Ertz. And it shouldn't be too hard. If you can't take away one guy that you know is going to get the ball, that's a problem, okay? You look back versus the Chargers. We knew Keenan Allen was going to get it, but it wasn't like he was their only option. It wasn't like they didn't have Mike Williams, right? It wasn't like they didn't have Eckler. It wasn't like they didn't have other options. But since, they had other options, he was able to get one-on-ones over and over and over. But with Zach Ertz, we should be able to take that away. Now, don't underrate these other wide receivers. They still have some talent. Look, he's going to have a nice game versus us. It's just the fact that he's a really good player. But I don't think it will beat us just by the fact that they have Zach Ertz. Can the Detroit Lions generate pass rush? Okay, this is actually a good one. And I think this is the key to the game for the Detroit Lions, in my opinion. This pass rush, Trey Flowers is like, hey, man, give us time to get our feet wet, get into a groove. Well, Trey Flowers, I think this is the week y'all need to do it, because you're playing a quarterback in Carson Wentz who isn't the best under pressure. And if you can get him under pressure, it's going to be huge. Talk about taking away the tight end. Getting him under pressure will be huge. If we are trying to cover a tight end, we cannot blitz that many linebackers. So you guys need to step up, get in there, and force him to throw it into covered situations, okay? It says the best way to beat Wentz is to pressure him. Okay, I promise I didn't read that. I just said it. And force him in a tough downfield throw. His deep ball accuracy is not anywhere near where it needs to be. And as great as he is in making plays with his feet, you can force the ball out of hand before he wants to, and then you've probably won the down. Okay, right. Wentz is great from the clean pocket, though the Eagles' front 5 is perfectly built for him. Oh my God. Jason Peters is potential Hall of Famer left tackle, and the rest of the Eagles' offensive line is packed with some of the best offensive line talent in the league. Detroit Lions pass rush has been lackluster so far this season. I like that word. It's a cool word. And it's hard to see them stopping Wentz if they cannot pressure him. Philadelphia's offensive line is talent. Detroit's pass rush and give their quarterback enough time to cover up the Lions' defense. So, yes, the pass rush is going to be very, very big. Now, we will send some blitz manually here and there. That's just how Patricia likes to do things. He plays a lot of man. But I think, if those 2 top wide receivers are out, that's going to give us a huge momentum boost. You got to think, we're playing man. You're taking away Deshaun Jackson from Darius Slay. You're taking away Alshon Jeffrey from Darius Slay, which I wasn't worried about anyways. And now that means your top wide receiver is probably going to be someone, not those 2 guys, obviously. So, you're going to have Slay in a position where he's going to be able to come up with big plays. And if Slay can really take away that side of the field like he did versus the Cardinals, then that means your other cornerbacks have a good chance to do some things, okay? And I think we can stop the Titan, at least slow him down. He's going to have big yards. He's going to be the go-to, but we can slow him down. It's all about that defensive line. That is the key to the game for me. And I think it's going to step up this week. I know I'm optimistic. I'm positive. Maybe I'm over-optimistic. But I believe, it's too much talent for it not to happen. I think this is the week that we can finally get that pressure. And if we do, watch out, Carson Wentz, man, because we're going to be a problem. And not to mention, I think our offense is going to score, okay? That front seven's nice, but I think Bevel has played against a lot of good front sevens, and getting the ball out of Stafford's hands quickly like they're used to is perfect, because they won't be doing something new. They don't try to set up long plays. It's curls, it's out routes, it's flats, it's handoffs, it's that stuff, and that should be fine against a very good pressuring front seven. So that is my reaction. Apparently this man is a traitor. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. But no, he probably was doing his job here. He did a good job. And he's saying 3 reasons why the Eagles will win this one in week 3. Now, a lot of you guys have said the Lions will win. I'm with you guys. I think they win 16-13. I have a prediction, but you guys can go check that out. But I know a lot of people are going with the Eagles. The spread is in their favor by about a touchdown, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, let me hear your thoughts, comments below. Thank you, Brad, for watching, and I'm out.